What's up, future fighters? It's Alex here on the Buddyfight News Corner, back again, bringing you a deck profile from our blue-haired boy wonder, Tsuku Ryuenji, straight from Star Dragon World. In case you can't read the new flag, it says, "The light that cuts a path to the future, edge of this soaring star." And of course, the buddy is Jack.
You moved too far down.
Moved it too far. Well, of course the buddy is Jack, because Jack is great, and Jack is a staple in the deck. And buddy rare. So let's get started with the profile. We're going to start with size 3s. I have 2 Dragon Arms Sonic Blast. His call cost is pay to gauge.
He's the biggest.
Oh, he's the biggest of the Dragon Arms. The biggest, and currently the only size 3. Currently. But his call cost is pay to gauge. When he's in the soul of a Neo Dragon and that Neo Dragon attacks, you pay 1 gauge and pop a card. He's a really big SD Cerberus.
Yeah, not as abusable though.
He's 6'3", and he's got cross knives, but
cross knives.
You can't cross knives with any of your regular Neo Dragons. Only size 0s. Then, of course, you got the 4 Star Guardian Jack. Call cost, pay 1 gauge. When he enters, you take a card from the drop and put it into his soul. 5/3/6 with Soul Guard. Next up, the Evolution. 3 Radiant Guardian Jackknife Aster. 6/3/6, call cost 1 gauge, and you may put him on top of a Jack. May. You don't have to. But you can if you want to. During your opponent's turn, if there's a Dragon Arms in the souls, he cannot be destroyed by destruction effects. So, no death grips during your opponent's turn. No death damages. No SD Cerberuses.
Counterattack it though.
You can counterattack it though. But at the same time, as long as he's on board, my item can't be destroyed by card effects, and I take no effect damage. Rip, penetrate, and impacts. Rip.
You can yell Gargantua Punisher all you want. He ain't gonna do it.
It's not. He ain't gonna do it. Oh, don't do it. Oh my god. Then we got 4 V-Gradation Quantum Ruler. Sadly, I have 3 because only 3 secrets come in a case. So if you guys have a 4th that you're willing to part with, let me know. I will buy it and complete the set. He's a free 4/1. When he enters, if you have a Neo Dragon with a card in its soul, you get 1 gauge and draw a card. He's a really good card. There's not much else to say about that. I mean, I like Dragon Emperor Legends on legs.
Minus life gain, but it stays on the field.
It hits things. He punches things. Then I have 2 Dragon Arms Radiant Alma. One of my favorites by far. He acts. If he's in the soul and your life is 6 or less, you pay 1 gauge and your Neo Dragon gets double attack for the turn. 2/2/1 with cross knives.
Double attack is nice.
Double attack is nice.
3 crit double attack is very nice.
I mean, I kept telling the Hero World players, Brave Machines is Star Dragon World's testing ground. NASA. And we have 3 Dragon Arms Investigator. If he's in the soul of a Neo Dragon, the Neo Dragon gets +2 defense. He's a 3/15 with cross knives.
5k defense actually helps.
Because people keep forgetting, but cross knives can be responded to. Unfortunately, that is a weakness of the deck, and everybody should know that. So I probably shouldn't be telling you guys that, but it can be responded to. So he dodges crossbows and a lot of things just by having that 5k defense.
And the 3k attack.
And making Aster 8k defense with immunity to penetrate is it's pretty good. And then I play a singular copy of Dragon Arms Charger because drawing cards is good and you don't want to see them too often because paying gauge is bad. Drawing cards is good, paying gauge is bad. Now for size zeros, I have 2 Dragon Arms Garble Anchor. He's counter speed when your opponent plays a spell. Pay 1 gauge and 1 life, and you drop him from the soul to negate it. It's really fun to do spell null cheese. It has always been fun. It will always be fun. But now we can do it in space. With a lot more crit, actually. It's probably the highest crit world with spell null cheese. Yes. I don't think, because we got Katana World, we got Legend World.
Well, Katana's ones also deals 3 damage.
I was talking about their regular spell null, but yeah.
Well, in general.
True. And I got Sphere Cemetery Star Remnant. If this, you can only call him to the left, sadly, so you can't have more than one. That makes me cry because I love Star Remnant.
He would be a 1/1/1.
I would be okay with that. Because all he does is he reduces the call cost of Neo Dragons by 1. Which is great because free jacks. Free jacks are nice. I like not paying gauge. Gauge costs are bad. If someone tells you to pay gauge, don't do it. I have 4. This is Radiant Saber Providence. Equip cost, pay 1 gauge. All your monsters with Jack in the name gain move. And then this card gains +1 power for every card of things in the soul. So if you have a Jack on board that's got 2 soul, it gets 2 power. If you got a Jack with 1 soul, and then say you got Desperate and you threw a soul into Star Remnant, it gets +1 for that too. It's a very nice wall clearer. Very nice.
I'm waiting for the day where you can hit an Asmodai with that.
I haven't done it in real life yet. That's just because Mikado's only been out for a week. And then 3 Cosmo Saber Gold Ritter. Globe cost, pay 1 gauge. If you have 3 or more soul in cards on your field, so 2 in Jack, 1 in Star Remnant, it gets an extra 2 crit because 4 crit weapons are nice. And then on those desperate times that happen far too often, you can act, discard it, and pay 2 gauge to search a card with Jack and add it to your hand. On to spells. You got 4 Mars Barrier. I'm so happy for this card. This card came far too late. It's finally a card that can protect our monsters. You can only cast it during your opponent's turn. It just stops an attack that's not a
Solomon Shield
attack.
clone.
It's a Solomon Shield. Should have gotten this in the trial deck.
What you really need is a battle or a circle clone.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I got 4 Proto Barrier. It's a blue dragon shield, but only if you're being attacked. But on the plus side, if your opponent runs Shadow Dive, you can have a sender and still use it. Or Sudden Wormhole. Its cast cost is pay 1 gauge. You choose one of the following abilities. You can grab a size 2 or less from the drop, or countercall a size 1 from your hand. There was one time where somebody was going to destroy my jack, and I had a quantum ruler in hand, and before they destroyed it, or before they took out its soul, rather than risk not getting one, I countercalled it to the left and just got my free card during their turn. 'Cause free cards. And then my favorite spell in the deck, Fate Information. Pay 1 gauge, check the top 3 cards at a size 2 or lower, or an item to your hand, and then the rest go to drop zone.
This is what Demon Slay should have been. Should have been this.
Yeah, it should have been.
Should have been.
I mean, at least yours gives you a gauge. But it fuels your dragon arms. It puts your dragon arms in the drop. It gets you the cards you need. Unfortunately, it also gets rid of your shields. So, if you ever have that moment where you send all of your you send 3 shields to the drop like I did, just cry and keep the play.
But if you see it, you'll laugh at them.
And then last but not least, I got my 3 Radiant Punishers. Stark-Antro Punisher. Pay 3 gauge and 1 life. Deal 4 damage anytime, anywhere, as long as you've got a Neo Dragon size 2 or greater on your left or right, and an open center.
Wins games.
Wins games. Knocks Ancient World players to 1 life so they can't draw their cards. Knocks Purgatory Knight players to 1 life so they can't get their cards. It's a good card. And that's it for this profile. We'll probably be bringing you more from Mikado, because Mikado was everything I wanted and more. And I'll see you again on the next video. Like, comment, subscribe.